Today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to connect the NCA2 to a Notifier NFS2 640 and use it as a main display. In order to do this, you're going to need a NUP cable, you're going to need Verifire tools or the main KDM R2, and you're going to need the NCA2 to 640 adapter, and you'll also need the NCA2 itself. So the first thing we're going to do before we even remove the display is we're going to have to put this into network mode. So we're going to press enter in our programming password, press enter, acknowledge this trouble, go to network. Now it's going to ask us for a node. We want to set this as node number 1. Okay, we set this as node 1, press enter. And now there should be a trouble saying communication error or something since there's no network control module attached yet, or NCA2. So we're going. Another thing I'd recommend you do is to go into basic programming settings and go into number 4 and change your notifier banner. Usually you want, since the NCA2 could display multiple CPUs, I'd recommend changing the banner to say Notifier NFS2 640 Node 1 or something similar to that. Since not only does the NCA2 display the CPU like the 640 CPU, but it also displays the main status of the NCA2, which is Node 0. So I'd recommend changing the banner to the NFS2 640 to say Node 1, so you don't get confused which one the NCA2 and which one is the NFS2 640. But we're going to press enter. We're going to click exit, and you can see we have NCM communication failure because there's no NCA2 attached yet. So what we're going to have to do is remove this keypad. So I'm going to unplug our batteries and then disconnect power. Make sure you disconnect power when you do this. You do not want to screw up your CPU or anything or your display. So we're going to disconnect the batteries. A trouble should come up soon. We set this as a node, so it might take a while because the CPS 24 takes a while to talk to the main panel, but we got trouble. And I'm gonna disconnect our power, and then we'll be good to go to disconnect the main display. Okay, we disconnected the power. Now we could unscrew the display and remove the ribbon cable, and we'll go from there. Okay. Now we have our 640 powered down and we have the KDM R2 removed. So now what we have to do is we have to attach the adapter plate. The adapter plate or the NFS2 640 kit is 2 metal pieces like this, which basically makes the chassis smaller so that the NCA2 could fit. Here's the manual. I'm not sure if it'll focus. Hopefully it's in focus. But that's what the manual looks like. So basically, you attach these 2 pieces right here, and the other one on top of there, and then you mount the NCA2. So I'll be doing that right now. So first, let me get a screwdriver, and then I'll mount this. Okay, so I mounted the NCA2. As you can see, I have my my DC power coming from our non-recitable 24 volts from the main CPU, and have my NUP cable right here going to the main CPU. So now what we're going to do is we're going to power up the panel. So let me power it up right now. Okay, it's powering up, and now this is going to take like 2 minutes, so we'll wait for this. And a few troubles should come up once it's communicating. Okay, now this. So as we can see, we have on node 1 we have 2 troubles, so we could scroll through them. We have a battery trouble and a system initialization trouble. So once these are clear, well, while those are clearing, we could go into our main menu. So main menu, program alter status, and I'll show you some settings you should change if this was like new out of the box. Some of these settings I may have already changed, so they already might be configured. So we'll go, no, not alter status. We're going to panel program menu. Point program is just for amplifiers. You can't actually program devices through this. For example, if I go point program, I can only program an amplifier or a zone. In zones or logic zone. And these are for the like ACS boards or for the amplifier zones, not for the actual actual 640. So we'll go back. And we're going to alter status. No, we're going to panel program. And we're going to go into, let's see, network parameters. Okay, so that's your label. So for the main CPU, well, not the 640 CPU, the main CPU of the NCA2, you could change it. I have it set as Notifier NCA2 node 0. So I know this is node 0 and the 640 CPU is node 1. So I don't get confused. Let's see network mapping. I don't think there's anything important in there. Nope. Panel settings, there's few settings that are important. Local control, yes. piezo, you could turn that off if you want. Event ordering USA, display address, yes. More. Let's see. I have no idea what these are. Regional settings. Okay, I don't know what that is. SCS. I have no idea what that is. You don't have to worry about that. And we're going ACS programming. That's for if you had, like, let's say Enunciator connected to the NCA2, because you could connect Enunciator not only to 640 but also NCA2. So if an example had a DVC, let's see, if I had like a 640, 96 point UDAC, AMG, if I had one of those, I could, or HVAC, or any of these, I could program that. But also in ACS, there's point programming. But once again, this is for the enunciators, which I do not have any installed at the moment. So we're going to go panel settings. Panel settings, we already went into LCD display. LCD display. So this is your intensity. So if you want it darker, or if you want it default, you could change all that. Language, if you want Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Arabic, whatever. Backlight on. So I want to change this to backlight on except AC failure. I don't want this wasting power when I'm on battery backup, so I'm going to have that only on AC failure. So we're going to press accept. Okay, now we're going to go into panel timers. AC delay, these are just simple things. You don't have to worry about these. Event monitoring. I want all my events, so yeah. Supervision. This is kind of important. So our main power supply node. This is for if you want the backlight to turn off when there's no battery. If you want that to turn off, make sure you have the right node selected. Since the CPS24 is connected to the 640, that's on node 1. So we have this set as node 001. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'll zoom in. You see it says node 1. Make sure it said node 1 and not node 0, because node 0 is the display. Printer, we don't have any of that. We don't have any of that. We don't have to worry about that. Let's see what else. We don't have to worry about that, but we'll accept that. And then we're going to, let's see, what else? Event monitoring, we already went to. Password change, event logging, and remote display menu. All of those you don't have to worry about, but we'll go back and let's see what else. There should be a battery trouble. Yep, I have not connected my batteries. I forgot to connect my batteries. I forgot to connect the positive side, so I just connected that. And it should go away soon after the CPS24 connects to the, communicates to the main NCA. And it's back to normal, and we can see our main menu. Our graphics screen. My wonderful graphics screen. And let's see if the display time is correct. And it is correct, surprisingly. I think I have the region set, that's why. If you want to change the region, like for example, if you wanted to change the region If you're in a different country, main menu, program alter status, enter your password, accept, go into alter status menu, time, and you could change all of that, and you could change your time zone. So we'll go back. And then go to our graphics screen. And that's our programming guide on how to connect an NCA2 to a 640 without Verifier tools. I hope you like this, and goodbye.